Acquisition, Sandy, Bielinski-Rice, Info 266. Goal, to study the system used by your library and to both acquire and connect resources and information for your patrons, and to compare the system you study with others being studied in the class. Slide 2. Acquisition goals. These goals are not necessarily in order, although I believe student need is the most important because we want our students to be lifelong learners. In order to be effective, the library has set 5 major goals. The library must connect to student need, create a high-quality collection, support curriculum, update the average age of the collection, and work to inform the teachers and students of the materials the library has available. Slide 3. Intellectual freedom is the right of every individual to both seek and receive information from all points of view without restriction. It provides for free access to all expressions of ideas through which any and all sides of a question, cause, or movement may be explored. For a full statement of the intellectual freedom, you can go to the link below. Slide 4. Selection criteria. Selection criteria begins with students and teacher requests. The WHS Library has a wish list through Destiny, our library catalog. The library also encourages students and teachers to make requests with displays or talking to them. When the library orders materials for the library, the school curriculum and standards are considered. Tidal Wave Library Solution allows the library to analyze and select materials through reviews and categories such as award winners and Common Core materials. Professional library journals are consulted for reviews on recommended literature. Another source for selecting materials includes participation in the Young Adult Literature Seminar produced by BER. Slide 5. What is quality? Quality and quantity. Quality means professionals have recommended the book as valuable literature. The library usually expects 2 or 3 positive reviews before they purchase anything. Quantity can also be achieved by purchasing paperbacks and looking for deals. One good example of both quality and quantity is Junior Library Guild. Junior Library Guild has a committee that read and review hundreds of books. From those, they choose the best of the best, put them into categories. Over 95% of these books go on to win awards. JLG is also a good place to find books at a low price. They sell their older copies for $5 or $7 each. Budget. Westminster High School is a Title I school. The image represents what is purchased with a $10,000 per year. Although they have not had any problems with funding, the library must advocate for funding each year to make sure the same budget continues. Budget focus 3 years. The graph represents the goal for the next 3 years. Overall, the library is going to maintain materials published from 2000 to current, award winners, and Common Core materials. Downsize materials from 1930 to 1999. Build Spanish for World Languages assignment. Medical history and science biographies. Accelerated reading materials levels 0.0 to 3.9 for reading development. Slide 8. Acquisition as a whole. A few years ago, the library depended on Follett Library Resources and Tidal Wave only. The problem with this system was that although the collection was a high-quality one, it took way too long for materials to be on the shelves. Ordering was done twice a year. Now the library uses a combination of Follett and Amazon to order. When a book is wanted right away, the librarian orders it through her personal Amazon Prime account. This is a problem for her, especially if school does not keep accurate records of how much the library owes her. They are currently looking into a solution to this problem. The Follett order through the Title I office and a justification must be written. The person in charge of Title I also has to okay the purchase. Supplies must be purchased with other funds and not through Title I office. Book requests by students and teachers are done through Amazon using library fines. Other schools in the same district do not have Title I funds and are only given maybe $1,000 a year. Some have support from the PTSA or special foundations set up at an individual campus. Slide 9. How are materials processed and made ready for patrons? Follett materials come pre-processed according to specifications. The benefit of Follett is that the processing is quick, Common Core high-quality materials aligned with standards, and Amazon must be processed by library staff and copy cataloged. Benefit: popular titles wanted by students and teachers, and the turnover time for the Amazon books. Let me make sure that was clear. When you order from Follett, the books come pre-processed, so that's nice. You know, they already have high quality cover and labels. With Amazon, the books have to be processed by the staff, which of course the books they process here look really good, and the benefit of that is that the kids can get a book quickly and we can get it onto the shelves instead of waiting for the time period for Follett to get the books to the library. Slide 10. How are acquired materials processed and made ready for patrons? Slide 10. How are acquired materials processed and made ready for patrons? They are added to the catalog. Make sure the catalog record is complete and accurate, and accelerated reader and Lexile levels are added. As cataloging at this library, the books are mostly copy cataloged, which means that the record is found in legitimate sources like Library of Congress and copied onto the catalog, but then changes are made or additions are made as far as adding accelerated reader, Lexile, and just making sure that the call number is uniform throughout the school district. Slide 11. When we compared the two schools of Edison High School versus Westminster, we discovered that Edison High School has a Pell Grant, and they actually only receive about $1,000 a year, and then they have to, if they're lucky. They also get about $2,000 through the school budget itself, but that's it. In comparison to Westminster, they get about $10,000 a year, which they have to advocate for, and they spend usually fine money on purchasing supplies. So they have more than enough funds to take care of their student and teacher need. Slide 12. Now, when we compare the public library to the school library, it's a whole different process. I couldn't find out what the budget was, but books are chosen at the public library. Number 12, comparing public libraries versus a school library. Public libraries, books are chosen by each librarian according to specialty. For example, the children's librarian chose books for the children's section, The library district employs a clerk whose entire job is ordering. The various book review journals, such as library journals, school library journal, book lists, and others, are passed around to each librarian. They read the reviews and put their initials next to the books they want to purchase. The acquisitions clerk then orders through Baker and Taylor and other booksellers. She puts the books in a catalog in all caps so that patrons can put books on hold and the librarians know they're ordered. New and popular titles might take a long time to receive. On the other hand, in a school library, Westminster, the teacher librarian, the library assistant, and instructional aide all pick out books to purchase at the request of teachers, students, and also by reading reviews. Books are ordered through Follett or Amazon according to whether the book was a request or found on a review list. Follett books are pre-processed. Amazon books need to be processed. Students and teachers can get a book in a very short period of time. Acquisitions really varies according to the library. It doesn't matter whether it's a school library or public library. It's all up to whether there's funding or not. And as far as processing, this school, Westminster, at least has enough funds to cover books really nicely so they last a little longer in comparison to the other schools who have to fight to get any funds to cover their books with paperback covers, for example. So it's really quite interesting to see the differences in the two types of libraries and how they process books and acquire books and get them to the students or get them to the patrons. So that's it.